Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third Detail Media podcast. I am your host, George Evans, and today joining me is...
James Helm.
Jason Reed.
What's so funny now?
Well, no,
Alright, so we just
third
did,
take.
we just did this, and I was only recording my mic.
This is the second time that we've recorded this.
So yeah, we'll try and cover what we just said.
Right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the first trailers from Death Stranding, which is bloody awesome. Like, it's really, really, really wild.
Very weird and very dark.
It's so creepy.
James, get a grip on your life.
I'm sorry, I can't. I was just going to drink a bit. Jason, you were saying about the creator of this.
Yes,
in describing his entire life,
wasn't I? So Kojima got kicked out of Konami for various reasons, and so famous maker of Metal Gear Solid franchise, and so he was getting very weird and bit out there towards the end of Metal Gear, and now it's like he's just got free reign to go completely fucking mental.
I think he's loving it. Especially creating something like that world is just so interesting.
Already, we've only had 2 trailers, and it's so in depth, and there's so much to it. Like, everything there is for a reason. It's not by accident or anything. It's making you question what the hell is going on, because there was some weird shit going on in that. Yeah,
like just the
umbilical cords for some reason that was always connected to someone.
Death Stranding is where dead animals will wash up on shore. So that's where that kind of imagery comes from.
So that's what that means.
The reason for the name, we're not sure which order it comes from. Oil is a good kind of symbolism for mankind's destruction of the world.
Yeah.
The babies are a good symbolism for life and kind of fresh start kind of thing.
Well, almost how it relies on us.
Yeah.
Like one entity relying on another.
Yeah, and there's like a strong life and death kind of in the balance kind of thing going on with the skeletal soldiers and...
like a symbiosis.
Yeah. So there's a lot of people that are kind of thinking that it's based in some kind of in between now and the afterlife kind of thing. Because you got like the weird upside down rainbow. There's like corpses and stuff everywhere. It's all very kind of
setting the scene for.
It's kind of like this world, but it's not. It's kind of
Or it's some sort of virus type thing, you know, which has manifested itself into these sort of squid-like eel things that swim around the oil.
But it's quite interesting, like from those, like the soldiers and the way everything is. I got quite a World War I sort of vibe from it.
Definitely with the tank and all of their
and the weapons,
gear and armor and stuff.
Like I really thought it was set back in 1915 or something.
And then you've got Mads with his helmet. He's got the like night vision, which is more futuristic, and then he puts it up and like in the last Gears of War. No, not at all.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
You'll get that.
Like it's got that kind of quite Kojima effect where it all kind of disintegrates away.
Well, that's the thing. It could be World War III or World War IV, where they're using biological warfare and they're using control to sort things out.
Or in that kind of post-life state where kind of everything's just accumulating, because you've got the futuristic handcuffs and stuff that's on Norman and
the baby.
The guy at the start of the second one. I can't remember his name. Del Toro, I think it is. He's a director. So
that probably goes back to the reliance on another thing. Handcuffs is usually.
Have you noticed something? Sorry, in both trailers, the tide comes in, and it comes in a lot.
Yeah.
As in, well, in the first one, right at the end, he's standing at the end of the shore there, and then the water just fills up most of it. And then in that one, it starts filling up. And that's when it looks like the guy makes a decision.
Yeah.
When the water comes in.
And people have played the both trailers at the same time. And as the baby disappears from Norman, and he kind of feels like it looks like he's just had a part of him kind of removed from himself. That happens at the same time as he plugs in and connects to the baby in the tube.
Interesting.
See, this is what really fascinates me about things like these trailers. Is, as you said before, everything down to the smallest detail is planned to the
down
to
why the crabs are a concentration point.
Yeah,
Like people have looked into the breed of crab and like seen that like they only live in a certain area and stuff. The people have just gone so deep into it. Like Kojima said in a tweet that like the game has already begun.
Yeah.
Like he just wants people to go into it
Smart
so much.
marketing.
It's a mad genius.
Have you noticed as well? There's definitely something to do with the cross on their stomach, because obviously something's been taken out of them
say that
or put in there,
Yeah,
and it's the same on the doll.
Norman's got that, and Dull does as well. Yeah.
So
And and that's in like a umbilical removal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like.
it's creepy, man.
Or maybe something's been put in them.
Yeah.
I mean, where do you think those tubes went when they disconnected from Mads?
Yeah. And like it looks like he's controlling his skeletal units by that. It's just, I want to live in that man's head for a day. That would be mental.
Yeah, it'd blow your mind. Like, you know, it's
Well, he's
like when
blown
seeing
something.
the universe, you plug into Kojima and just like your world is anew.
So yeah, I can't wait to see more trailers and what's going to happen. And it's like, it's not trailers where it's spoiling anything, it's
No.
adding to the game experience.
No, because I mean, what have they revealed about the game? Bugger all. So you've got to really dig deep to actually start looking
that's
for
why-
meaning behind these things.
But that's the good thing about games trailers, is they make you ask a question. Whereas film trailers is like, this is what's happening.
It's just
Here's the
showing
scene
you
set.
footage.
Well, not
and story from the
necessarily.
film.
Because some trailers tend to start showing you a bit too bloody much and reveal
Batman vs.
a little bit. No, I'm talking about game trailers now, where they really try and throw the world at you, and it's like, well, that's cool and all, but you're leaving not much mystery.
It's like,
here.
yeah, I
You wanna
want
see
to
that
get
in-game.
I want to
Yeah.
get into
You wanna
the
experience
world
that.
and experience it. Yeah.
rather than get shown, because otherwise it's the same with the film trailer. If they show you everything in the trailer, it's like, well, there's no point me buying it because
Yes.
you've given everything.
It's
to
like
me.
comedies. They always do the best jokes in the trailer, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, for God's sake, the rest of it's just not nowhere near as good. I mean, there are some films which are really, really good.
It's funny.
And there's
Yeah.
occasions like in I think with Suicide Squad, they called back for reshoots, and that's because they put pretty much all of the jokes in the film into that, and people responded really well to the jokes, and they had nothing left.
Yeah, and also the reshoot was because of Deadpool, because they saw how well Deadpool did.
Yeah, so they
Because
kind
it
of
was, it was a superhero comedy basically.
yeah, and it had that like R rating as well.
Yeah.
So I guess they tried to pump it up to the same level, and
Like,
But-
evidently failed.
I actually quite like Suicide Squad.
I still haven't seen
It
it.
wasn't amazing, but it wasn't a bad film either. I don't know whether it's because I watched it without
with
expectations.
no expectations at all.
And I enjoyed it. Like, it was definitely better than Superman vs Batman, but that was terrible.
That was just god
That was
awful.
terrible.
Talk about trailers. The Mass Effect gameplay trailer for Andromeda come out.
And
Now-
it looks quite good.
How does the purist feel?
The purist feels pure. I don't know.
It will suffice.
It'll. I suppose I'm gonna have to wait and see until it comes out, because it just, I don't want it to be another Halo instance, because let's face it, Halo 4 wasn't received that well. Halo Guardians, that was a pretty good one, but Halo 4, it just seemed like they tried being Halo with a twist and it just ruined it.
Yeah.
And I don't want Andromeda to be, it's Mass Effect, but it's not.
Yeah, I do see one of the things that I was looking with the new characters. You said there's a female Turian. I kind of think that they're trying to do exactly the same thing. So whereas you have your main character, your Shepard, and then
your
this
Grunt.
new person, your
And your
Grunt,
Garrus and your Grunt.
and then your Garrus, and I can imagine these new characters
Trying to
are
replace the old ones, yeah.
yeah,
Same
just to fill
personalities and everything.
them. Yeah. I wouldn't mind that, a female Garrus. I'd be very happy with. I do love
Yeah,
Garrus.
but I want my tally back, all right?
Give me that tally.
I'm sorry. I pushed her off a cliff.
Or Miranda.
Mm.
If they brought, there's something sexy and alluring about Miranda. It's not like the immaturity, the sort of like cuteness and sweetness of Tally. Miranda is a woman,
She's a fucking Australian woman as well.
but they really
James,
went well with
put
that.
it away.
But to be fair, what I like about Miranda's character, which is very different to all the other characters, is that her model, her face was modeled against the actress's face.
Yeah.
And if you just change the actress's hair to black,
Miranda.
you've got Miranda from
Yeah.
Mass Effect, and it's not like any of the other characters, which
Well,
is
no, you can't
it's
really
really-
make a
no,
Turian
well, no,
or-
I mean like Shepard and
But that's
The other ones, the elusive man. You know, they don't make them look like they're actors.
no.
It's really
That's-
weird how they made just Miranda look like her actor.
I think it's just because
Sorry, I went off topic a bit there.
Just a little.
I imagine when they were making it, they kind of had her in mind,
Yeah.
and if she was on the board from the start, then it's like
Yeah.
they can match it.
But it's also because I don't know whether you could do it in 1, but in 2 you could change the appearance of Shepard.
Yes.
So I imagine that came into it.
I suppose they stuck. I always stuck with the default one anyway.
I
like the default one.
did in the 3rd one. The 2nd one I had my own Shepard.
I've changed mine in the second. I still haven't got to the third.
Oh,
I just need time.
What are you playing that boy?
yeah, get on it.
University is a shit game.
Well, you've got
But
the
no,
Christmas
it's
holidays now. So.
I don't.
Oh yeah, you've got.
It's like when Halo Reach came out. They added like new suit abilities and new this and new that. They're doing that with the Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you can jet back up
But
into the air,
I've-
and also you've got to scan absolutely bloody everything, and you've got to gather things. You've got to craft things. It's just they're taking a lot from. I can tell they're taking a lot from Dragon Age Inquisition here because you do the same thing in Dragon Age. You just don't scan things. You just pick it up and do something with it, and they're trying to integrate the way it's playing. Well, I'm sorry, but I've got a lot to say about this.
We
just
just want to
fighting
say
for the
something, and
next-
it's like, who's
All right.
My
Okay.
brother
Go
said
on.
that Dragon Age Inquisition was a lot more dumbed down than the other ones, and he didn't like it.
No,
Yeah,
they
it's
put a
supposed
lot
to be
more
a
into it.
hard game.
They put a lot
I
more into
don't
it
like
than-
the
than-
Dragon
than-
Age.
because it's sort of it was really weird. The way BioWare does their franchises is so weird because they sort of have a new idea on how to do something, and they sort of the first game you can tell it's their first game of that sort of franchise, and then their second game it's like, okay, yeah, you've improved a lot on this, and then it's their third game that they really come out of their shell and be like, this is a damn good game.
Until the end of number 3.
Let's not get into that. And
Still a sore spot.
with Dragon Age Inquisition, I thought it was really good because they just sort of added. I don't know. I really liked it. They got mounts in it as well. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I think it's that kind of thing where you've kind of got to keep updating it and make it fresh and new.
They did
and
fall
entertaining.
off the edge with that. They cut because they need to make the next Dragon Age, but unfortunately, they kind of with the DLC and all that with the Dragon Age Inquisition, they kind of finalized it. It seemed to be they finalized a few loose ends, and it's been like, okay, well, you can't really go very many places now.
Yeah, but they'll always find a way. It'll be like, oh, now we've got a completely different enemy that we need.
We're on a
to
different
destroy.
planet now.
Be like getting the end of Game of Thrones and be like, oh, you don't need to worry about the White Walkers. It's actually, like worms from the sea that is the big,
Yeah.
guaranteed just to keep the franchise alive.
Cash cow. Keep
Yeah.
milking.
And I think that's the same with a lot of things now. It's just like, I'm going to keep going with this
Well,
because it's bringing in
You
money.
I know
gotta
that-
learn to
shit, but-
just kill it when it's dead.
Yeah, well, I know that Andromeda was. I think it was being planned for a long
Yeah.
time. So I don't believe they're milking that one because it's been planned for such a long time. Although I must say, Mass Effect, the original 3, were planned to go very different directions to what they did go. I won't spoil it for anyone.
Time constraints, though.
For me.
Time constraints? You mean EA?
EA constraints.
But apparently EA are going to be diverting all of their kind of game, how they work, to almost purely multiplayer now.
Really?
Which sucks
Interesting.
because I like single player games.
So do
yeah,
I.
it's like some of.
So that means
Assassin's
BioWare's not
Creed.
going to be with them for very much longer.
I know people are going to disagree with me with that, but Assassin's Creed is a massive franchise, and that's pretty much single player. Yeah, you've got your 2-player, multiplayer, all that, but you play Assassin's Creed for the.
So yeah, I think they want to go more the route of like the Division and the Crew, where it's
To be
all
fair,
online based.
Mass Effect 3 had a multiplayer aspect to it, and it was really quite good. And also that tied in with your single player. The more you played multiplayer, the better the ending. Okay, for the endings you got apparently a better ending from playing more multiplayer.
But I kind of don't like that because I like to just hunker down and get into a story and not have any contact with the outside world because that's me.
I don't
And
want
I don't
Yeah,
want to
but
have to
like-
go online either. Like,
But like how Mass Effect's set up, you play it a good 20,000 times, and on one of those occasions you might want to do multiplayer to help out.
yeah, I mean,
if it's built into the single player, yeah. But if they're solely focusing like the Division or something like that, I think that's going to take away.
I think
like,
the option
lot.
should be there, but it should be a choice. You shouldn't.
No, it is a choice. You can get the same ending with single player without going on multiplayer. You just have to do a lot more of the single player.
But it's like, as well, like I'm gonna have to buy PS Plus, which is a subscription every single year,
Yep.
to then play those games. And
Well, that's why you get PC scrub.
I've got PC.
We'll do that then.
But
Yeah,
it's-
with all my components.
Anyway, that also brings us on to, I suppose it's not even fucking related, but I'm going to change the subject to what we were going to talk about,
It's sci-fi. There's a link there.
which is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I am Groot!
Everyone's going
No!
about Little Groot.
Oh, I love him.
Like,
Baby Groot is.
It's
the
not as if
best.
it was unexpected.
No, but everyone is going.
I was
bonkers.
expecting him to be such a badass.
Yeah.
I like the bit. I can't remember the big red guy's name in the first trailer. Do you want a hug?
It's
No,
Drax.
no.
Drax,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll give you a hug. I don't remember saying yes to this.
I liked the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
a lot of
I
people
really-
said
It was
that it
good.
was really hard to get through.
I
Like
loved it.
No.
Abby, my sister,
Fucking.
she
The problem
could
is
never get through it.
the problem is that people are expecting a serious Marvel film with a big enemy and it all taken seriously. The end of the galaxy. It's not.
No, that-
Guardians of the Galaxy is a casual piss take film.
It's not
with
Star Wars.
serious elements. Yeah, exactly. It's got serious elements to it, but it's a comedy film. And that's what I really like about it, because you don't get many superhero comedies other than like Deadpool.
Yeah, especially-
but Guardians of the Galaxy was there first.
Especially sci-fi comedy. I mean, there's a
You
very
don't get much of
you
that.
get low budget, but not big budget. Funny
Yeah, I mean
sci-fi.
Spaceballs.
Yeah,
I mean it's good, but it's low budget.
it's not even really an original IP.
No, exactly.
It's a piss take again.
So I'm looking forward to it. It looks funny.
I'm just looking forward to seeing the Guardians in the Avengers, because I'm mad. That's got to happen.
Yeah, it will, because
It's got to
Infinity
happen.
War.
Yeah.
fan
So that's going to be really interesting. Seeing.
How's it gonna happen? Like, I can't even connect the dots in my mind.
Oh my god,
'Cause apparently-
Chris Pratt with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. and Chris
Chris
Pratt.
Pratt
Oh
is
my
gonna
god,
be
them two.
amazing.
And
again.
Paul Rudd.
Oh.
It's gonna be great.
But
Oh,
like,
I can't wait
apparently
for them to do
the
that.
Hulk is supposed to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I don't know whether that's actually happening.
Interesting.
But because
Well-
in the comics, Hulk did go into space
Well,
and did
that's
fight
the
with
thing.
the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's the interesting thing about a
I
lot
do
of Marvel
believe I'm
films.
probably wrong on that, but
Marvel films tend to release trailers that do reveal a lot, but they only reveal the important bits to get you involved, and then you've got to watch the actual
Yeah.
film
Yeah.
to really
it's
experience
like a lot
it.
of that trailer, the second trailer.
It was
is
one scene.
Groot pressing
Yeah,
the button.
exactly.
They're saying a gag, but they're not saying the entire story. You're just saying there's
Yeah,
a bomb.
I've no idea what's going on there.
Yeah, there's a bomb. Baby Groot wants to press the button and blows
It just gives you a
Runs
little
off with it.
nugget out of context to
Yeah.
get you hyped for it, get you like back into the characters.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
oh, I remember it. It was so funny.
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch the other one, and yeah, I'll get into
And you
it
want
again.
to see where that fits into the film, how that plays out, and because all we know is that Baby Groot has run off with a massive bomb. We don't know what's going to happen.
Atomic
with
bomb, apparently.
that. Huh? There we are.
And Rocket didn't even have any tape. Idiot.
Who carries an atomic bomb on his back without tape?
Duct tape. That's all you need.
But no,
But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be another very large plot where he's got an atomic bomb at some point. So like, oh, I
yeah,
can't
I'm
wait.
very much looking forward to the crossovers there.
Yeah. I'm also recently Marvel has been bringing out 2 movies a year. Next
Going
year
up
is
to
going to
3.
3.
Yeah.
So we've got, because I've got it up here.
What
The
is
next one is
Disney?
Thor Ragnarok, which I've heard some really interesting stuff about that. Then it's Black Panther. No, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is Guardians of the Galaxy. Then it's Thor Ragnarok. Then it's the Black Panther film. And then the following year is the Infinity War. The first part.
So that'll be the interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this. Marvel just knows how to churn films out.
They just
Yeah.
and
my
they're
TC.
so good. They're so good at interrelating it all as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When they started bringing out all these introductory films, everyone's like, "Oh, when they're gonna make crossovers? When are they gonna do this? When are they gonna?" And then
But
But they didn't have any. They released the second one of most of them before they actually started with all these things.
They built up the universe a bit more
Yeah.
before they kind of rushed everything
then
together.
Avengers came in, and we were like, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, they were like, and then Avengers 2, and we were just, and then Civil War and everything.
Civil War.
It's just
I really
quality
enjoyed
film.
it.
everything is coming together, and the crossovers are amazing. And every time you ask, where was this guy when this was happening? Like, for instance, in Captain America, the second one, Winter Soldier, you're thinking, well, where's Iron Man? Where's this? Where's that? And it's like, well, no, because when you're watching the other films, that's happening at the same time as that shit. So they can't help each other because they're getting fucked in the ass at the same time.
I like there was a sketch for Civil War that was like why Thor's not in Captain America. It was I'd put it in the link dump, but it's the funniest thing. It's about him going off and getting a day job and working like in a house with another guy called, I can't remember, it's like Dave or Pete or something. And Peter's an accountant, and Thor goes and annoys him, and then it's such a good little sketch. You've got to watch it. We'll put it in the link dump.
But I love how serious and yet lighthearted they are at the same time. It's so well done. But also, like, DC, they're already rushing into the Justice League, and it's too rushed. You haven't built up.
Yeah.
The
I have no idea what's happening in that.
They're trying to keep up with Marvel, but they can't, just because Marvel has the backing of one of the biggest entertainment companies in the world, Disney.
Yeah, but it is. I forgot what it's called.
Fucking hell.
That's the first one today, though.
Yeah.
Not too
With
bad.
Batman vs Superman, and Batman in general, is they just keep changing the actors and things like that. And then it's the same with Spider-Man, where it's like we've had three.
But to be fair,
we're on our third Spider-Man now.
To be fair, the Spider-Man one was because Sony wanted to
I
keep
know.
Spider-Man, so they kept making a new film. It's just really annoying that Andrew Garfield didn't stay as Spider-Man because he was gorgeous.
I really liked him as Spider-Man.
Eh?
I really liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
I didn't. He was this new guy.
I really liked Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Also,
I didn't like him as
like
Spider-Man. Good actor.
In that tight suit, anyway. Yeah.
The best thing about those films was obviously Emma Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! If I could have one wish,
Yeah.
If I could have like 6.
it'd be between it.
Six or seven.
It'd be to be between them. I'm lost for words. It would be to be between them two.
And James would die a happy man.
Very.
Should we call it that?
Yep. That's all the time for. See you next week on the Detail Entertainment Podcast.
See you next week.
See you later.